Hi, my name is Maddie Henderson, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a history on Halloween. Now, we all love Halloween. We all love telling spooky stories. We all love handing out candy to cute little kids wearing costumes, and we all like dressing up ourselves. I mean, I'm sure there are some people out there who don't like to do it, but they're probably just stick in the muds. Now, some of the things we're going to go over are Celtic New Year, Samhain, Americans' version of Halloween prior to the 19th century, and American Halloween today, how we choose to celebrate it now. Everyone likes a good spooky story, so I think this is a little spooky for what we do now. I love Halloween. My family goes all out. We celebrate inside, we celebrate outside. My cousin holds a pumpkin carving party every year, and she decorates her house like a haunted house and has just a whole cemetery with all of our headstones on it, and she just works on it all year round. It's pretty amazing. Um, Benjamin Radford tells us that on November 1st, it's the Celtic New Year, Samhain. This is considered the last harvest of the year, and this is the end of summer. So these are when the darker days begin. This is when the cold sets in, and this is when they consider death to the grounds so that no more crops can grow for the year. This is when the freeze begins. This is when it sets in. The night before Samhain, is when the veil between our world and the spirit world is the thinnest. This is when spirits come in and they create havoc, they destroy crops, and they haunt people. So if you were to do something bad to a spirit, aka a living person before they died, they would they were considered to come back and haunt you after on this day. So this was also a day for Druid priests and priestesses to tell your fortunes. They believed that this day gave them a lot more power than any other day of the year. They would build great big bonfires and they would sacrifice animals to Celtic deities, and they would sacrifice animals and they would wear costumes made of animal fur and they would predict each other's fortunes. As the Romans took over Celtic territory with the integration of Christianity, these festivals stopped. They ceased to happen. In America, Samhain became Halloween, blending ideas. The American Folklife Center tells us that they would celebrate the lives of all the dead still in America prior to what we do now. They still celebrated the harvest as well as they had play parties. They would dress up in costumes and they would have big feasts. They would sing and they would dance and they would tell ghost stories. So it was a little different. I mean, they didn't sacrifice animals and they didn't have any druid priests or priestesses there. By the middle of the 19th century, annual autumn gatherings still weren't very common. They would celebrate the year's harvest. It wasn't celebrated because back in that time, America was still a heavily Christian culture, and they considered anything to do with Halloween to be satanic, related to the devil, and no one really wanted to have any part of that. It didn't really start coming around until I would say the early 1900s. Halloween finally has become a national day here in America. We all know what Halloween is. We all know what you do. You dress up, you hand out candy, and kids love it. It's mainly a holiday geared towards children. Many communities incorporate the day into family-friendly activity. We take kids trick-or-treating, like I said. We take them door to door. We have Halloween parties. That way we can keep our kids safe and we know where they're at. And it's a fun family event for everybody. And that's why America has finally integrated it more into our culture now. Halloween has evolved since it first began into a safer and family-friendly event. The Celts believed it was a day to give thanks for the year's harvest, and now we have made it into a more commercialized celebration steered away from hundreds of years of sacrifices and fortune-telling. Now you know the history of Halloween. I ask you if you enjoy this more commercialized version it's become, or if you would like to sit around a bonfire giving thanks and telling your friends predictions of the years to come. And maybe, who knows, maybe this year you can try reading each other's fortunes. Pretty fun. Me and my family do it. We do it a lot more than just on Halloween. We do it quite often. Thank you.